Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of Salty's Egg Balls. Today I'm going to be reviewing the XFL Week 4 games and previewing the Week 5 matchups. So the first game started off between LA and New York. New York winning that game 17-14. Matt McGloin getting benched. So Kevin Gilbride opted for Perez and Williams, second and third string quarterbacks. And they got the job done. Even though LA played some good football as well. But their standout player for me in that game was Jarrell Owens, defensive end for the Guardians. He's had a lights out game in that game, managing 2 sacks and one blocked field goal. Also, kudos points to the Guardians defense, managing 2 takeaways in the second half. So a very convincing victory at home again for the Guardians, and it'll be interesting to see how LA will recover from a defeat on the road to New York. The second game was between Seattle Dragons and the St. Louis Battlehawks. St. Louis winning this game 23-16. BJ Daniels started the quarterback for the Dragons. He did very, very well actually. He looked like he settled into their offensive scheme. I think for Seattle going forward, I think he's the quarterback that needs to start for Seattle. He's a good kind of like out of the pocket rusher, and I feel that's what they need. But they didn't get the job done. Jordan Tamu for me was very, very impressive in that game. If you watch the game, you'll see him like he takes a lot of late hits. He takes a lot of big hits as well from opposing defenders. But he's the kind of tough, really tough quarterback. He's a big dude as well. And they got the job done. And, St. Louis, they have obviously a lot of home field advantage. They have the largest crowd attendances. So they got the job done, 23-16. Definitely a team to watch out for. And not many people are talking about the St. Louis quarterback, Jordan Tamu, but I think he's a very, very talented QB. The game of the weekend was the Texas Derby, which was between Dallas Renegades and the Houston Roughnecks. Houston winning this game 27-20. Landry Jones, the quarterback for Dallas, had a shocking game. He threw for 3 interceptions in the first quarter, not the first half, but the first quarter of the game. Threw for 3 interceptions, which is quite frankly not good enough. On a bad note for him, things got worse in that game. He got injured late in the game. There was a moment where the ball fumbled in the pocket, and his leg got stuck in the ruck, kind of in the scrum kind of thing, and the Houston defender came and landed sideways on his knee like that. It looked terrible when you look at the replays, but doctors did an MRI scan, and he's out for 2 weeks, so he should be coming back some point in this season for Dallas. But for me, the MVP of the game was, of course, quarterback for the Roughnecks, Philip Walker, who had a beast of a game. There was a moment in the game where he literally was like a running back, so he literally rushed out of the pocket, and he came one-on-one with the Renegades safety, and used his shoulder charge and boom to bump him off and put him flat on the ground. Again, what a tough competitor, man. You got to respect that. It's not every day you see a quarterback who do a move like that, and if you should definitely watch the replay of that. A few running backs can learn a few techniques from Philip Walker. But the bizarre play of the game was with 2 minutes remaining. Dallas were on the 5-yard line of Houston. It was Philip Nelson, quarterback, and they had literally, if they score, they win the game. As simple as that. And the score was 20-27 at this point. Nelson gets the ball, throws it sideways to Nagel. Nagel didn't catch the ball properly, and it fumbled like that. He was juggling with the ball, And the linebacker of Houston, came and saw that, and he dived, and the ball was about to be incomplete and hit the floor. But this guy comes out of nowhere, just like a fish, and swooped the ball and beautifully intercepted that ball. Massive heartbreak for Dallas, who played very, very well in that game in the second half. And Houston got away with the victory and managed to go 4-0 on the road. Really, really heartbreaking stuff for Dallas, but kudos points for Houston for being the only undefeated team in the XFL. The Sunday night football game was between DC and Tampa Bay. This was a total blowout. Tampa Bay winning that game 25-0. I'm starting to feel like DC are in a bit of a crisis mode at the moment. They didn't get anything done. The only highlight and positive thing for them is that they managed one interception in the fourth quarter. But not scoring any points is very, very poor. The Tampa Bay defense, however, played very, very well, managing a blocked field goal and an interception as well on Cardale Jones. And they got it done, and Mark just wins his first game in the XFL. Hooray for him, you know. So the first win of the comp for the Vipers, DC, have a lot of reflecting to do before Week 5 game. So that's the wrap of the games for Week 4. The Week 5 matchups kicks off on Saturday between the Seattle Dragons and the Houston Roughnecks. My prediction, this one's going to be quite, it's not going to be easy for Houston. I think Houston is not going to find it easy. I think Seattle is still a pretty decent team. You know, they got a good D, and you know, BJ Williams as well. He's all right. But I just feel with Walker, Philip Walker and stuff, it's, you know, it may be a bit too much, and he's just on fire at the moment. So my prediction is going to be 32-17 to Houston. Saturday night's game is New York traveling to Big D against Dallas Renegades. This game will be interesting. It's a pretty close one to call if you think about it. The Guardians, they probably won't start McGloin. I think they'll probably start with Perez, maybe Perez or Williams even. But even though as good as the New York defense are, I feel like they play well at home. I can't see them winning in Dallas for some reason. I don't know what it is. I can't see New York winning in Dallas, even though Dallas are without quarterback Landry Jones, who's obviously injured. I'm going to go for, this is going to be a tight game. It's not going to be like a big blowout, but it's going to be tight. So I'm going to go for a 18-10 victory to Dallas. I think Dallas will get this done. I think New York, you know, in my opinion, I can't see them getting it done on the road. If this was in New York, though, this could be a bit different. So, Sunday's game, the first one of the afternoon, is St. Louis traveling to Washington. Washington are in a crisis mode, in my opinion, at the moment. They just can't seem to. I mean, they had 2 flying starts in week 1 and 2, and then week 3 and week 4 they lay an egg. I think St. Louis are doing very, very well. I think they're a very, very comfortable side. Jordan Tamu is proving to be an excellent leader, and equally a very reliable quarterback as well. So I think this will be an easy win for St. Louis. I think St. Louis will win this easily by 33-22. So 30-22 to St. Louis. Sunday night's game is between Tampa Bay, who travel all the way to LA. I think LA will win this. I think LA are pretty decent at home. They'll get the job done. I think Josh Johnson, I think they have too many weapons on both sides of the ball. And I just can't see Tampa winning on the road, really, quite frankly. So I'm going to opt this game for 24-10. 24-10 to the Wildcats. So that's my roundup of all of the XFL Week 5 games. Let's hope for some more action in Week 5. We had an interesting Week 4. I feel like every week the XFL is moving forward. It's keep getting better and better, and we're seeing a lot of players shine, and we might see players ending up in the NFL next year on our screens. So thanks for watching, guys. Been a pleasure as always. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you on the next one.